and welcome to Tech Latest from Nikkei Asia, where we bring you fresh updates from the Asian tech sector. I'm your host, Shotaro Tani, and joining me in this week's episode is our Taipei tech correspondent, Lauly Li, to talk about her recent interview with Young Liu, chairman and CEO of Foxconn. Lauly, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Shotaro. Thanks for having me.
Lauly, you were recently in Tokyo to interview, as I said, the chairman and CEO of Foxconn, Mr. Liu. He was in Tokyo to attend our global management forum. Before we dive into what you actually talked with him, can you just explain Foxconn's recent pivot? We've known Foxconn as a company that's been assembling iPhones for a while, but now they're doing AI servers.
Yeah, that's right. Funny you should mention that. We all know that Foxconn is the largest Apple supplier, making a wide range of products from iPhones, iPad, Apple Watch, MacBook, AirPods, etc. for so many years. But not many people know that Foxconn actually has been doing servers for a long time as well. So every time when Intel, AMD, or NVIDIA introduces their newest chips for servers, Foxconn executives are always sitting in the front row at the event, as it has very close relationship with these chip developers making their server products. So now, driven by this exponential demand for AI, Foxconn not only is a critical supplier to NVIDIA, but also becomes the world's largest AI server maker. And the revenue contribution from AI servers even exceeded those from Apple-related business in the second quarter of this year to Foxconn, which is absolutely a milestone for the company.
Oh, wow. Do you think that's going to continue? Are their revenue from the server business, are they going to continuously exceed?
Yes, I think so, because, the overall smartphone industry is slowing down. That's the fact. And meanwhile, the AI demand is just at its beginning. So I think this trend might continue for a while.
Gotcha. So let's get into your interview with Mr. Liu. What were some of the standout comments from the CEO from the interview?
Right. The interview was actually better than I expected. I was I was surprised that he didn't dodge any questions and was willing to share some details. For example, he described Foxconn's humanoid robotic plan and its Houston factory as it will be like AI robots making AI servers in the US. The robots are trained and simulated by NVIDIA's Omniverse and Isaac Group models. And according to Liu, very soon, within months, the robots will be deployed on the production lines. So in other words, it will be NVIDIA's AI-trained robots making NVIDIA's AI servers in the US. And another point I'd like to mention that during the interview, Liu was very frank and confirmed Foxconn's plan to work with SoftBank and repurpose one of Sharp's old LCD factories in the Japanese city of Kameyama into an AI server manufacturing site within 1 year. And what he said is that this strategic plan is going to address Japan's demand to build sovereign AI locally.
AI robots building AI servers kind of sounds very dystopian to me, but is that something that they're planning to roll out in other parts of the world as well?
Yes. So the Houston site is the first trial site, and if it goes smoothly, of course, it will expand to other sites as well.
And he touched upon sovereign AI, as you mentioned. What is sovereign AI? Why is this so important to governments around the world and to Foxconn?
When all these AI models, jumping out of nowhere, people are using it for a lot of using like a search engine or looking for answers. But if some ideology are embedded within the AI tools, sooner or later, your thoughts, your ideas over this situation will be kind of like influenced by these AI models. For example, like cultural or languages influences. So governments worldwide now are racing to build their own sovereign AI. But sovereign AI is a fancy word. In other words, it's like the government wants to build its own supercomputer, that it has more like ownership, more control in what to share and what to offer to the users. So, for example, there are some supercomputer projects in Taiwan for years already, but now they are all called is sovereign AI. So, sovereign AI is that for example, you use NVIDIA's chips. And for example, Foxconn help you to build AI data centers, and the government is the owner of this supercomputer, and it has the ownership to provide what's the cultural and language influences embedded in the models. So otherwise, if you use let's take it to an extreme example. If you use an AI model that is provided by the Chinese, for example, DeepSeek, you probably will be given to a different answer if you ask, is Taiwan part of China? That's just an example, if you know what I mean. So that's why worldwide governments, they want to have their own supercomputer. They want to have their own sovereign AI.
Gotcha. And did you ask him about the AI bubble that everyone seems to be talking about recently?
Yeah, of course, because there are indeed some market noises about AI bubbles might burst. But Liu or Foxconn doesn't seem worried at all, at least for now. And because Foxconn already drafted this aggressive expansion plans for 2026 and even 2027, the chairman told us that North America has become Foxconn's largest AI server manufacturing hub. And it will remain that way for at least another 3 years, as the US has the fastest pace globally in terms of AI data center development. And in light of that market trend, Liu said that the scale of Foxconn's capacity expansion in the US next year and beyond would definitely be larger than what it has invested this year. And I can tell you that they already invested a lot in the US so far this year. And meanwhile, Foxconn also plans to continue growing its capacity of AI servers in Taiwan and Japan, as we just mentioned, its plans for Sharp. And on top of that, Liu said that he believes this overall AI era is just at its beginning. And now that the demand will further grow when more AI applications are being developed and introduced to the market. So Foxconn has to bet and prepare itself first. You can tell that he's still very optimistic about the overall market demand.
Right, so he thinks the market will continue to grow, so it's not really a bubble, it's just a pathway into the overall growth of the market going forward.
Yes.
Right.
That's right.
Got it. And Foxconn, obviously, when Liu took over, I think he identified some sectors like electric vehicles.
Yeah, that's right.
Was it smart health, robotics as, the growth areas that Foxconn's going to push into. How does Foxconn's push into AI feed into all of that?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, what he calls the 3+3 strategy. So back in 2019, he identified EV, smart health, and robotics as his future growth pillars on the foundations of 3 critical technologies: AI, semiconductors, and the next gen of communication tech. And I think Foxconn's critical position in the AI server supply chain really helped its other new business developments, such as EVs and robotics. We discussed a little bit about its humanoid robot development just now. And actually, it is also making progress in the automotive supply chain. For example, recently, Foxconn announced that it is being part of a 4-way partnerships with NVIDIA, Uber, Stellantis for developing 100,000 robotaxi from 2027, of which Foxconn will play a big role. It will be in charge of taking care of the hardware and software integration to support the advanced autonomous mobility.
Right, so obviously AI, you need good AI to actually build a fully autonomous vehicle is what Foxconn is betting on.
That's right.
Got it. And what about in health? That seems to be an area that's prime for artificial intelligence.
That's right. Actually, Foxconn has partnered with some hospitals in Taiwan and Japan's Kawasaki Heavy Industries to develop robotics that is fit for the circumstances in the medical environments, and helping out all the nurses and doctors to do some daily works in the hospitals. And that medical robotics has been deployed in some of the hospitals in Taiwan already. And that is also like AI powered.
Right. That's very, very futuristic.
That's right. Very futuristic.
Well, thank you very much, Lauly, for filling us on what Foxconn is up to these days.
Thank you, Shotaro, for having me.
That's it for this week's episode. You can read Lauly's piece on her interview with Mr. Liu, as well as the latest Asian tech news on our website, asia.nikkei.com. You can also subscribe to our weekly Tech Asia newsletter, which will be delivered to your inbox every Thursday. Thank you for tuning in and see you in our next episode.